Hello Aeternum and welcome to KOTT News, Aeternum's #1 source for news, and this is the War Report. Dynamic change in the history of Aeternum last night as the forces of pharmaceuticals secure the peat moss bog of Weaver's Fen, and the Covenant hero worshippers of the Outcasts claim the bamboo forest preserves of Ebonscale Reach. KOTT News were unable to reach either great house for comment, as each were incredibly preoccupied with open-world combat and the ongoing Night Vale event. Citizens wishing to participate in the annual festivities should begin their journey by speaking with Salazar near his cauldron in the center of a hamlet near you. As is typical during the first week of such events, large groups form and dispatch the Night Vale Nightmare quite rapidly. So be sure to join in early for an easier time dispatching the terror. And for a more casual experience, be sure to put on your costume and go trick-or-treating around town to get the full enjoyment out of this holiday season. Turning to the weather, and it's going to be a pleasant afternoon for all you Baalphazu posses out there rounding up Night Vale tokens. But look out after sundown when the corruption forces rise up once more and spread out across 30% of the island. Speaking of weather, a sloppy mess in Morningdale as open-world combat took place under torrential rain conditions, with multiple skirmishes breaking out along the roadways en route to the watchtowers. It was a close race until the end. Giving us 3 submissions for Simulated Fantasy Combat Resolution tonight. Brought to you by LARPco. Remember, if it isn't LARPco, it's cardboard. Starting on the west coast, as the Marauders of Pharmaceuticals assault the Covenant hero worshippers of the Outcasts for Crown and Kingdom of Monarch's Bluff. Pharmaceutical forces leapfrogging over the central corridor move their armies into position in order to strike at the monarchy and attempt to assert themselves as legitimate rulers. The Outcasts fall back into position, moving their armies from the recently secured Ebonscale, crossing the shallow waters in an effort to prepare the defense before the starting horns. Meanwhile, the Marauders of HBM assail the Covenant converts of the Outcast for control of the master fishing and shrimping delta of Reek Water. HBM forces seeking to extend their control over the eastern coastline of the island could give the Marauders a strong foothold to continue expanding into the island with a win tonight. Outcast forces divided in their attention will have to select their rosters carefully in order to come out unscathed. Any wrong move on their part could result in some devastating outcomes. Then, the zealous imbibers of the shot callers attack the Marauders of Pharmaceuticals for control of the rain-drenched mountain region of Morningdale. The shot callers, executing their right to rematch, do so by moving their retreating armies into the mountains to the north, seeking to turn things around on one day's notice. But pharmaceutical forces will have their entire army available for the defense, albeit on short rest from earlier in the night, and based on their last matchup, feel confident against this drunken foe. We'll have any late-breaking outcomes and reactions from the citizens tonight at 11. Until then, this has been War Correspondent JChalant, KOTT News.